Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Crossing the Line. We're going to take a look at this unfolding story and let's call it what it is, a political hit job on Russell Brand. Allegations have come out saying that he has R-worded and assaulted some women in his past. And I'm just coming out and saying it. I don't believe a word of any of it. Russell Brand's been pretty open and honest with his entire history of debauchery and drug addiction and sex addiction. But we'll get into it today. I'm not even going to bring up a story on it because everything in the news media at the moment is just utter garbage, and it's all basically hearsay from people that have yet to even be named or come forward and announce their name and how they even know the man. But apparently, this is what happens when you come and speak out about the truth. You speak out against Pfizer and things like that over the last couple of years. Russell Brand has been hitting them pretty hard, and it just goes to show no good deed goes unpunished, and they are trying to cancel him. And I believe all this hype over these accused R-word allegations and assaults, I believe it's all a farce, and I believe it's just trying to get rid of him before the next American election cycle, which is ramping up and getting closer every day now. Now, we've seen this happen with people like Joe Rogan. We've seen it happen with anyone from Alex Jones to people on Timcast, Tim Pool himself. Anyone that speaks out against any of their talking points on the left, you will get shut down. You will get banned off social media. You will get your name dragged through the mud. I mean, Donald Trump had apparently, there was stories running saying that he had R-worded over 50 women. Obviously, all a lie, just like Russiagate, and that whole hoax was a lie. And most of the other things they bring up about people like Joe Rogan, Russell Brand here, or Donald Trump, anyone, you name it, anyone on the right that stands up and starts making their opinion heard. And it really, really goes to show that when you're getting your opinion through and you are turning some people and they're realizing that you're doing damage to their leftist WEF agenda, communist agenda, whatever it is, whatever you're attacking, they will stand up and they will try to trot on you and they will cancel you. This is the only way, this is an easy way they've got to cancel someone, especially like Russell Brand with a history like he has. And he was basically a darling of the BBC and a darling of the comedy world in England for quite a while until he started talking about real things, and when he started pointing them out to the point where people were getting upset with him. And he was bringing into light some of the disgusting acts that massive drug companies have made over the last few years and their issues they've had in the mainstream media. Anything like that comes up, it seems to get shut down, and anyone who brought it up seems to be Me Too'd or quietened in some degree. Now, Russell Brand, he is going down swinging, and the amount of pressure they are putting on him from day dot, just the start of this thing, is insane. You can see this video here. This is just a newsstand in England somewhere. Every single paper, besides banning dogs in England at the moment, they are banning Russell Brand. It's the same kind of tactic you see all around the world. They just flood the entire media space with propaganda. See, it's an accusation for one. Nothing's been proven, but everyone on X, everyone on TikTok especially, has just written him off as it's already happened and said that he is guilty of all these charges without any trial, without any jury, without any actual police report. There hasn't even been a police report as far as we're aware. These two women that were on this documentary on All Four, I believe it was called, on Dispatches in the UK, on BBC TV or whatever it was. This documentary, they were hidden and you couldn't see their identity, you couldn't hear their voices properly. They're not coming out and saying that they're who they are or how they knew him. And how are you supposed to disprove allegations like that when you don't even know who these people are? You have no defense against something for someone making an allegation against you besides saying it didn't happen if you don't even know who the person is. Now, if people were assaulted in any which way, it's an absolute disgusting travesty, and it should be, whoever does those things should be held accountable. do I believe Russell Brand did any R wording? We'll just call it that because I'm still a bit too early on in the episode. But any R wording? No, I don't believe he did. Why would someone of his caliber, where women throw themselves at him, have to do that? Did some women have sex with him and then come to later regret it because they felt trashy or something like that? Maybe. I mean, I know men that have done the same thing, had sex with some women that they've decided afterwards, like, God, I wish I hadn't have done that. I know quite a few, actually, now I think of it. But, how is that any form of an R word? Like, I don't get it. But that's not really what they're accusing him of. They're accusing him of hard R'ing it. We'll just call it that. But this hit job that they're going out against him, with the amount of platforms that it's on, the amount of preparation they have done to get it this far already without making a single police report, is insane. If you knew someone, you had a friend, you had a partner, you had a daughter, a lover, something like that, and you had heard this story from them that they had this happen to them, that they couldn't keep it quiet anymore, do you think that you might just want to get them to talk to the police? Or maybe if they're a bit disingenuous, or it wasn't as bad as they're saying, they're making a lot of things up, or they're just blatantly outright lying, which I believe the case is here, they're going to go to a media outlet. And that's what they've done here. They've gone to the BBC and they've got to, I think it's the Guardian, whoever they've gone to, they have, instead of doing what they should do and go to the police and make a report and do those kind of things, they've decided to sell their story and make lots of money off of it. I mean, respect the hustle, but if you're lying for a political gain and you're lying for financial gain, which I believe all this is, that's pretty disgusting. And if these people are named and it comes out that none of these things happened and he is proven completely innocent, which I don't think there'll even be an investigation, because then they have to have some sort of evidence. If they just come out and say this happened and do a small documentary on BBC and then print a couple of stories and the media circulates it for a couple of months, they've done their job. They've shut him down. How many people, anytime you mention something he says, or mention that he said something intriguing, or release some sort of information, or attack someone and schooled them like he did on Bill Maher, you might just go, or you're probably going to get the reaction as, oh, wasn't he an apist? Like, didn't he R-word people? Oh, why would you be listening to him? His name is completely tarnished now, no matter what comes out about it. The left doesn't like to follow up on anything. They don't like... the people still believe that Donald Trump was somehow involved with Russian collusion. There's still people out there that think he stole the election when he beat Hillary. And these aren't just people on X, people on TikTok. These are like politicians. These are people who are in the know. These are CNN reporters and CNN hosts and things like that. People from MSNBC. They still spout these lies on a daily. Same with anything to do with the you-know-what injection. It's the same thing there. They're still spouting these lies that have been proven by hundreds and hundreds of stories and papers and doctors and scientists and everything. Even the CDC and things like that have come out and refuted some of these claims. And they're still selling the lie. They're still, because they're disingenuous, for one, and they will not accept defeat. I mean, why would they want to go out publicly and say that for the last 3 years now, they were wrong and they stuffed up and they lied to you, whether they knew it or not, they were. And no, why would they admit defeat? People refuse to. You can see here, this is why I believe, honestly, honest to God, he has been railroaded like this. I believe this is why he's been Me Too'd. This is the same thing they tried to do with Joe Rogan. This is the same thing they do to anyone that steps out of line and makes an actual impact. This is never going to happen to me because no one watches any of these videos, and it's rather disturbing to sit back and watch this whole thing progressing the way it has over the last few years. And this next election cycle, I am predicting some massive changes coming to the people you listen to, the people I listen to, in this political discourse. They are going to be banned off of every single platform known to man. The only thing they're going to be able to go on is places like Rumble and maybe even Odysee or something like that. X is. I'm glad Elon's in on X now, because we actually have some firm ground when we can plant our feet and say our opinions without having the risk of just being deplatformed, banned immediately, and shut down, was no one can hear no one can hear you screaming when they bury you. And I believe this video here, this is not just one video he's done like this. Every single video Russell Brand puts out is fantastic, where he shows you the amount of corruption that's going on in the big pharma industry or the government industry, especially there in America, but not just America, all around the world, because we all followed the same rules for the last few years. Anything he has to say on this he's been nailing his own coffin shut, and we knew it was going to be coming. We knew it was going to happen soon, and this is where they went with their attack strategy. It's an easy attack vector for him, and it's whether they shut up about it tomorrow and they never repeated it again. You never heard any allegation. There was never a report filed. There was never a police report filed. These women were never unmasked or anything like that. And their claims were never verified or anything like that. The damage is done. The damage is done. The left will already write him off as a big right-wing conspiracy theorist that is an R-worder and violates women. That's what they're going to write him off as, and the media will follow suit, and they will just keep that they will toe that line. They'll keep that story going no matter what. This is done. It's already done. It's already over. He has been cancelled as much as they can cancel him. It's just throwing mud, and some of it's going to stick, and a lot of it's not actually mud. I believe it's bullshit. Have a look at this video here. This is when he was on Bill Maher. He went on there and schooled, I think the guy was from MSNBC. He absolutely schooled him on absolutely everything he had to say. He had no comeback to whatever Russell was saying. Everything he said, Russell debunked and then proved him wrong. This man, who I don't even know his name, he is just a puppet. He had no defense to what anything Russell said, and he kind of took over the show. And even Bill Maher's trying to rein him in a little bit. Not a great fan of Bill Maher. He does have his silver lining, but he is just another mainstream puppet who is too full of himself to see where he's wrong. So we'll take a look at this video here from retweeted by the redheaded libertarian. She's a great follow on Twitter. Go and follow her. This is Bill Maher show when he's talking about MSNBC.
Oh
Yes.
Out of respect for you and your show, I've brought some facts. Would you? If you like, they're actually.
You just get the fuck out of here. This is not the place.
I thought you'd like facts.
We love facts. I love facts.
I wouldn't have mentioned it. I'm English, and you know that politeness is our fundamental religion.
Yeah.
But they do pertain to this issue, so may I say some of them? If they inconvenience you, I'll stop saying them. The pandemic created at least 40 new big pharma billionaires. Pharmaceutical corporations like Moderna and Pfizer made $1,000 of profit every second from the COVID-19 vaccine. More than two-thirds of Congress received campaign funding from pharmaceutical companies in the 2020 election. Pfizer chairman Albert Bourla told Time magazine in July 2020 that his company was developing a COVID vaccine for the good of humanity, not for money. And of course, Pfizer made $100 billion in profit in 2022. And may I just mention that finally, and this is also a fact, that you, the American public, funded the development of that. The German public funded the BioNTech vaccine. When it came to the profits, they took the profits. When it came to the funding, you paid for the funding. All I'm querying is this.
Yes.
Is if you have an economic system in which pharmaceutical companies benefit hugely from medical emergencies, where a military-industrial complex benefits from war, where energy companies benefit from energy crises, you are going to generate states of perpetual crisis, where the interests of ordinary people separate from the interests of the elite.
That is why he is being cancelled. This is why these allegations with no substantiated evidence has come out, and this is happening just as the election cycle is about to kick off in the US. He is a pundit and a voice that they cannot tolerate. Within a couple of days, his YouTube channel will probably be shut down. He's over 6 million followers. We'll have to follow him to another platform if they can follow him to anywhere. If he goes anywhere else, he will be shut down from YouTube in a few days. I'd put money on it. And this is just one of the first people in the latest cycle of cancellations. They're going to go get anyone. They've already done. They're doing Owen Schroyer now. They will be sending him to jail for January 6th. Things there, like he dared to shout out and say things and express his freedom of speech out the front of Capitol building on January 6th, and he will go and spend, I believe it's like 120 days in prison for that, maybe less, hopefully. Hopefully he gets off with it, but Owen Schroyer is now going to prison. Russell Brand is being cancelled, whether it sticks or not. Unless he comes out and admits fault and admits that he did these things, I won't believe it, because they've done it too many times. It's happened too many times, too many fake Me Too's, too many people that have not towed the line and spoke out against this mainstream media narrative and the WEF and things like pharmaceutical companies and the government, basically. Anyone that speaks out gets shut down and silenced. And this is just another textbook case. The next people I believe that are going to be cancelled, it's one of my favorite shows on YouTube, is Teamcast. And anything to do with Team IRL, Tim Pool, their show on YouTube, I believe will be shut down. I will put money on, honestly. I believe they will be shut down. They toe the line with everything. They're very careful with what they say, very careful with what they do on that show, and to a point where it's annoying, because you can't have a proper political discourse unless everything's on the table. I mean, if you have to silence words like I'm having to do in this video, if you can't repeat words, can't say things that'll get you shut down, then the entire exercise of having freedom of speech and trying to nut out the intricacies of an issue that is ongoing in the world, if you can't speak every single word in the dictionary, if you can't say everything that's on your mind or everything that you're thinking or all the evidence, you can't even present the evidence that you have on an issue, whether it's about elections, whether it's about vaccines, whether it's about anything like that, if you can't nut it out and then use all the facts available because you're trying to not get cancelled and not get shut down because you have a monetary issues like tied up with it, like Timcast would with YouTube, but they generally speak their mind and they don't really hold any punches, but I believe they are going to be undone. We saw it last year and earlier this year, where they were getting swatted every couple of weeks, every couple of days at one point, and the FBI refused to follow up on any of their leads and basically did not do anything about it. They said they were investigating, did not do anything. They were getting, I think it was like 15 or 16 times these people were swatted live on air several times. And other people, like that Stephen Crowder, same kind of thing. They tried to cancel him. They're trying to cancel Lauren Boebert now because she was caught having fun in a cinema. Like, I don't know why she was getting filmed. I don't know whether that camera was just zoomed in on them in a crowd and it was like a wide pan camera, but it seemed like it was focused in on her. It seemed like it may or may not have been an actual setup, or I don't know, that whole situation. But Lauren Boebert getting fondled and fondling her partner in a darkened theater. It's not the best look for a politician, but honestly, when you've got politicians like Joe Biden and his son Hunter Biden going around snorting cocaine, falling up and down stairs, doing odd things with children, sniffing certain people that should not be sniffed, and people that obviously don't want to be sniffed, saying some outlandishly racist comments, I find them a bit more distasteful and problematic than Lauren Boebert having a fun night out on the piss in a cinema. I mean, who the hell wouldn't want to fondle Lauren Boebert in a darkened cinema? It looked like he was having fun. It looked like she was having fun. They're both consenting adults. But this is where it goes, is they will cry wolf and say that they were mistreated, they were violated, all these things, when it's a Republican or someone on the right or someone that voices their opinion too much. And when it's someone on the left, like, who was that English broadcaster from I think it was like Good Morning, the morning show or something like that. He was big, I forget his name, blanked his name, little effeminate guy. He was caught out grooming younger staff on there whilst going behind his wife's back. He was the dude with Holly Willoughby. And he was caught grooming underage boys, I believe, at the time. Don't quote me on that, but I think they were underage. And they just said, "Oh, he's secretly gay," like Kevin Spacey when he got threatened with all these allegations of R wording and sexual assault and things like that. He just come out and said, "Well, I'm gay," so like that makes it all better. Maybe if Russell Brand comes out and just says he's gay, then all shall be forgiven, because the LGBTQ mafia seems to get away with a lot of things. This is a issue. This is terrifying. And if all this comes out to be an absolute bullshit lie, which I would put money on, I won't be surprised. Who do you guys think is up for getting cancelled next? If you guys watch a YouTuber or someone like that has these opinions, who do you guys think will be cancelled next? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you in another episode. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.